Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and I'm super excited for this little open box video I have for you because I have some Mexican gold coins that are just pretty superb, spectacular, fun. 1 peso, and then they have the Q with the 0.875, and then the CN, which tells you what mint it is, and that's the Culiacan mint. And the coin this coin has a very nice proof-like finish to it and is dated 1901, and just a lovely, lovely coin. Loving the fields on that. And then on these guys here, I don't know if I can see this or not. I'm trying to catch a glimpse of this 1901. Well, we'll return to that in a little bit here. So NGC called this a MS65. All these little initials up here, you think they'd spell stuff out, but Mexico G1. This stuff kind of annoys me on some of NGC's labels, this G1P stuff. Gold 1 peso is what that stands for, but you know, it's just kind of a funny thing. But a very much so a proof-like finish to it. Really a pretty coin. And when you can have one, you know, why not have two? And if you're NGC, why not certify them the opposite directions, one from the other? This is just making me laugh because, you know, I actually didn't even notice this the first time I went through these. And so yeah, there you go. You've got one has the eagle side out and the other one has the other side out. You know, hey, which side are we supposed to put out? I don't know, do one of each. Okay. A little bit more subdued fields. This also has a proof-like field, but it has a little bit of some I don't know, grittiness to the field, but it still has a little bit of the PL in nature to it. And I'm not surprised actually, and I'll tell you in a minute why I'm not surprised that they look proof-like. This one they also called an MS65. So two of the same date, and then I got one more to show to you. And this one we want eagles up, and we want century down. We went to 1899. Look at the date on that guy, huh? Look at the 18's low and the 99's high. How much fun is that? Such cool coins. Such very, very cool coins. 1 peso. Here we go. And this one, I don't know if they didn't think it was quite as lustrous. They called this an MS64. 1899. Also a Culiacan mint. And really a pretty coin. So what's interesting about these is I was trying to find out just a little bit more about them before I went ahead and started spouting off. I mean, generally, I just spout off, but I was like, hey, let's go ahead and look these guys up here. So when you look at the gold coins, this is just the old Kraus book. Here's your coins, right? 1901, and then mintage included above. Above what? It didn't show them. I'm like, oh, okay, fine. But you can see the mintage on some of these other ones. They're all in that 23, 2400 range. So then I went back to the previous book. I don't know if I can get here in this book or not. These are the Culiacan ones are up here. And they only go up to 1899. And I'm like, well, it doesn't say if they're included above here. But look at the mintages on these coins, by the way, guys. Really low on all of them. I mean, they all have really super low mintages, which I find interesting. So I wanted to get to the bottom of this and understand what the actual mintage is on these coins. So then I pulled out my old double volume, my old green double volume Kraus. You'll understand if you have these. This was just a 2-volume set that included kind of everything to try to figure out what in the world's going on here. So all right, we got to find the right mint mark on these guys over here and find, here we go, here's the Culiacans, 1899 Q, there's no 1900, and they say in 1901 they made 2,350, and in 1899 they made 2,000 of them. That's what it says right over here. Now, but the 1901, it's calling it an 01 over O, which is also interesting because, you know, I didn't see, you know, they're not labeled 01 over O. They're not labeled 01 over O, and also you know, oh, this is the 1899. So the question is whether or not there is, if they're over O. So maybe what I'm not seeing there was, maybe it's because I'm looking at the O behind, 0 behind the 1, but I think the 0 is behind the 0. Is the 0 doubled? That 0 looked doubled. Maybe they're all that way. They're probably all, oh, look at the 0. Yeah, I think it's actually that the 0 is over the 0, not the 0 over the 1. So the 0 is double. But I bet they're all that way, which is why they probably don't mention it. You can really see it there that that 0 is doubled. So pretty wild. And let's move on because I've got one more something fun to show you. Boom, Mr. Bombastic. Look at this, the guy, huh? So Mexican gold medal, 1970. And we need this right now, guys. Somebody just told me that Ukraine produces like some insane amount of wheat for the world. I don't think that affects America per se, but you know, who knows? La producción agrícola al servicio de México. So this was a, you know, this medal was, I believe, promoting the growth of wheat in Mexico. And there, the hand is with the wheat, and there's wheat dropping down, and there's the shape of Mexico. And this thing is huge. This is bigger than a 50 peso. And it's really impressive in person because it's heavy, but it's pretty high struck. I mean, you can kind of see the relief there a little bit. You know, it's got a real nice high relief on this side of it here. And you got the big grain stalks on it, which have a nice look to them. And they've got the Mexico City Mint mark on there. And then you've got the Western Hemisphere. And NGC called this MS67, 1970, Grove number 1098. Wheat production, 45.83 grams. I think that's like 1.33 ounces. I think it's a little bit bigger than a 50 peso, which is wild. So that Grove number that they're talking about, there's an entire series of books on metals for Mexico by a gentleman by the name of Frank Grove. And the books, one is white, one is green, one is red. And they're very, I think they're still very expensive if you try to find them. So this is 1970 Trigo, and then, you know, the old black and white photos. There it is over here. And they made them into silver. They made a silver version, 40 millimeters. And then next page here, I think if you look up, I think we can find, I think they made the gold ones 55 millimeters on those. So they made several different sizes of these metals. And if you haven't seen the Grove books before, they're pretty neat. And there's just a ton of information in those. But all in all, it was really a fun group of Mexican gold coins. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Oh, I got to tell you a little bit about these. This is, I don't know how much this coin is. I'm still trying to figure out, rather metal. But these guys, with mintages of just a couple thousand each, I think the MS65s are in the, you know, $600 range from what I can tell, but we'll have to explore that a little bit. And the MS64s, I think, are in the $500 range. But hard to pinpoint because there's not a lot of records of sales, especially a nicer grade. You see a lot of lower grade coins sell, but they're super rare mintages. You know, how much fun is that? So maybe if you want to get ahead of the collecting craze, you can buy stuff like this. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I've been the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.